What's happening, everybody? Welcome back today. We are running that gnat buzzing in people's faces, just getting on their nerves, and comboing off to victory. We learned an important lesson last time. I believe it was last time that we were playing this. And that lesson was that we need to be more defensive in our lives. I actually really like this hand, but I can't keep it. And I'm so much happier. Oh, no. This is a good hand. I've got a while, though, to sit. I'm not too worried because there's a good chance that this guy's going to use his next turn to do that, which makes me pretty happy. We just drew the negate, which also makes me pretty stoked. The two guys at 4 mana, we're going to be able to draw 2 cards off of them. Got red-white across from us, but probably a 5-color or something, yeah. And unless he has a 1-drop, which I would think it would be Satyr. Okay, that worked out really well. So what we're hoping for is that this guy does nothing. But if he wants to cultivate, well, we don't have a cultivate here. But if he had wanted to cultivate, we would have gone ahead and negated that. Because I like to cull people's mana early game. Voyage's End is a pretty good draw here. It allows me to take care of issues if they arise. I can draw another card. I'm going to go ahead and wait on the Mentor of the Meek until I can cloud shift him safely. I think that's probably the call because we are sitting across from a pretty scary mana combination as far as Mentor is concerned. There's a lot of stuff that our friend over there could do to him. But it looks like we're going to be getting away with murder today. Because this guy does not have a lot going on here. I'll lay this. I'll play my Mentor of the Meek. And I will leave my Cloud Shift open. Now I'll say continue. And hopefully this guy does not kill me and just plays like Goblin or something. So I can pick that up. I can't counter it though, which sucks. This guy just doesn't have cards, which also works out for me. Ooh, Planar Cleansing is gone now. I have 8 in hand, which kind of sucks. I'll tell you what, I'm kind of thinking of just getting rid of that Cloud Shift. Because I can get it back with Archaeomancer and start comboing off that way. It seems fine. I wish I had a little bit more mana, but other than that, we can't really complain. I mean, we've had a ton of card draw. We've had a ton of good times. That's absolutely perfect. This guy can't be good. We just learned. So I'm going to do 4 damage to him next turn. I'm also going to draw a couple cards here. Pay 1, draw a card. Yes. Angelic Edict doesn't seem particularly useful. Pay 1, draw a card. Because my opponent doesn't really have a whole lot going on. I'd like a mana off the top. That's regrettable. I don't want to get too ahead of myself because just because this guy wasn't playing fantastically doesn't mean that he can't start. I will raise the alarm again to get these two guys out there. I'm not going to do the triggers though, so that I can keep a little something something open. And I'm actually going to pitch 1 Archaeomancer because I don't feel perfectly comfortable with playing one on 4 mana when I've got negates open, when I've got, you know, things like that open. So that worked out really well for me. And that's kind of why I did that. 2, 4, that's 6. That takes him to 13. That makes me feel a little bit better. So we're going to attack all out. Take this gentleman to 13. So it seems like he's got some cards that he can play, just nothing that's really working out for him. What's shiny over here? Goldgari Guildgate. So he was missing a land this entire time. but he cracked one and just got a second red to get the Anger of the Gods because I had played the Mentor of the Meek. Okay, I mean, I can get behind that idea. That kind of makes sense to me. I'm going to say go, even though I could just lay down the Archaeomancer and get the Cloud Shift that could protect somebody, but not necessarily from stuff like this. I'm going to go ahead and negate that. And he decided to leave. That is another win for this deck. We are making people rather sad with this thing, and that makes me rather happy. We're a couple turns off of winning, so I'm just going to go ahead and beat the computer here really quickly. I might play this Archaeomancer because, you know what? No, I won't. Even though it's going to take me a little bit longer to win. I want to leave the Dissolve open just in case the computer decides to have some way to kill all my creatures. I'll do that. I don't really have a problem with that. No, okay. I was going to be like shock on my Mentor of the Meek, and I was going to just frown. Almighty frown. Don't need to do anything there, but I can definitely bash. Take him to 1. Not really much I need to do except sit here. I do get to trigger this Think Twice and maybe draw some kind of counter if I need it. The only counter that I can play is flash this back because I'm a little worried about this cat over here and what he could have for us. We do get to Voyage's End though, which would be nice. Back up to 7 cards. This train just keeps on rolling right into your face. That's gonna be game. All right, that was one of the least exciting ways to run this thing, or one of the least exciting ways to win with this thing, because generally we have the combos go off at the very least. But I'm not going to look down at that, because that's our alternate win con, is just kind of bashing people in the face with a bunch of little creatures, which is kind of why we designed this thing this way. I'm going to get a game 2 for you, so please stay tuned for that. Hooray! Sure. I go first, you guys. That makes this hand pretty damn powerful, because there's a chance that I can just be mentoring, gripping up, doing all sorts of crazy things. This guy's got 60, which makes me excited. Always love it when my opponent has proper amount of cards. We got red, green across from us. Not super happy about that. I can't really think of anything that I would want to negate this early on, so I'm going to go ahead and just lay this land. Or lay this this Wall of Omens here. We do have creature counter open though, so that's just something that we can keep in mind to freak our opponent out. We have the creature counter open, so. Yeah, I was going to say, I doubt that there's much that this guy can do, and I didn't want to put myself terribly behind, which would have been playing the Mentor of the Meek before the 0-4 so that I could draw 2 cards off of him, especially when this guy's got Shock. Kind of want Mentor of the Meek to be a 5-drop, but Mentor of the Meek might just be a 4-drop. I would have canceled Mana Fetch there just to try and slow this guy down. I need a little bit of time. I would love a Cloud Shift, but I don't have one. I'm probably just going to activate my Think Twice, to be honest with you. Keep sitting across from this guy. Scry wouldn't be bad, so I might dissolve. Yeah, I definitely don't want that to happen, so I'm going to go ahead and dissolve that thing. And I'll put that's 4. I'll keep that on top. Mana's definitely not going to hurt me, because I can Mentor the Meek and negate there, which is going to allow me to still stay open with a lot of different plays, a lot of different fun things that we can do. And this guy's only drawing lands, or so he says. There we go. I mean, he didn't only draw lands, but I'll tell you what, Maraudy Mohorn is if that was the only card he had, then I'm really glad that we decided to stay open to cancel that. So that worked out well. And we're going to go ahead and negate this. See if this guy has another removal spell, which is great because I still have this Talrand to play. So I'm absolutely fine with that. That works for me, my friend. So we got rid of 2 of the shocks. Bolt of Krantos can still, or Kreka could still make us frown. But other than that, we got Talrand. I would really love another land off here so that I could play these guys in conjunction with that Talrand. And just get a bunch of new friends. I might wait. Well, you know what I can do is just do this right now. And tap that. Because if I'm going to wait, I'm going to wait. But if I draw the land, I would want to play the land then. So I've still got counters showing, so hopefully that freaks him out. I don't have all my counters showing, obviously, because I couldn't leave 3 mana open. That'll work out for me, though. God damn it. You know, I can't really afford to wait for too long on this. I might just have to play this Talrand and watch it die. But I don't want to. See, even though this guy has a chance to draw into a bunch of scary stuff, he could have the uncounterable dude, all that jazz. If I just sit here and wait for mana, there's not really anything bad that can happen to me. I have a Dissolve open. He's at 3 cards in hand. Two cards in hand. I am just going to go ahead and play my Talrand regardless. And that goes on the top. Tippity top. Awesome. Oh my god. Now he's down to 1 card in hand. Oh, we're so damn happy. This is working out so well for me. There's no way that he's going to get the 2 removal spells that he needs to kill my Talrand. So I'm just going to sit here and smile because if he tries to remove it, I get to Cloud Shift, which is going to generate a 2/2. Which can block down. Ooh, isn't that thing a beast? Look at this guy go. He's attacking with his 3/4. I'm going to be blocking with my 0/4. Any tricks? No. Anything else? Advocate of the Beast, doing some stuff. He's got 1 open. I'm going to Cloud Shift this guy. Because he doesn't have the removal because he used it all up on my Mentor the Meek. And we're going to hope that Gambit is correct. Looks like it is. He's got 4/5 now. Okay. Gonna nullify here. I don't really have too much of a reason to Angelic Edict that 4/5 just yet because I can raise the alarm and be pretty damn happy. The only thing is that I wish I had a counter for his Board Wiper. Because he doesn't really see, or he doesn't really feel too negative an effect of that happening. It's going to make a friend. It's going to make 2 dudes. And we'll play this. Just going to do the same thing. And I am just going to Angelic Edict that next turn, so it's going to be a chump block here, but I do like the idea of murdering this thing. So that's going to be what takes place here. He did not enjoy that play. This is the thing that's happening. 0 cards in hand, 2, 4... No blockers. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage right there. I'm also just going to Angelic Edict this guy. Because who cares? There's another dude. There's that. Land for turn. Move on to the beating. There we go. It's 11. That takes him to 7. If he board clears here, I am upset, though, which is always a possibility when you're running into the red. You always hope that you have a couple of those counters open, but evidently that is not going to be an issue for us. 2, 4. That's 7. That'll work for me. And I hope it worked for you guys. This deck is pretty good. I mean, it doesn't need... I don't know. There's a certain aspect of this deck where maybe I played both those matches too conservatively, holding on to stuff for too long. But the fact that we have so many things that are essentially sorcery speed, like creatures and stuff like that, means that we have to make a lot of weird calls depending on what our opponent has in store for us. Now, we played against a lot of red. We're playing against a lot of red lately. And that's something that we have to keep in mind constantly, is kind of the fact that that red on our opponent's field is a scary thing that we have to constantly think about, because they can kill all of our creatures and really make us uncomfortable in the long run, because if they're able to kind of get that momentum away from us, we're in a lot of trouble. So playing a little defensively there is probably the right thing to do. Anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know I did. I'm going to try and get one more for you tomorrow when we'll be closing out the week. I hope you guys are enjoying the other deck I ran yesterday, I believe. The playtesting for that. I hope you're excited for that thing to come out and be played, because we're probably just going to finish up, you know, this cycle with that deck. So hopefully you guys are enjoying that thing. I think there's a lot of fun things we can do to it, and there are also kind of a few changes that I would like to make to it already that I've thought of. So anyway, you guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.